All right, this is the polynomial division. Now we're in the second part of lesson 2. So I needed to make sure the videos didn't go too long. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to another screen to talk about how to do numbers 12 and 13. So basically what you're looking to do is basically do long division like you used to do with like numbers. You probably maybe don't remember that. It was something you probably learned in elementary and middle school. But I'm going to go ahead and write an example problem. Let's say we had 6x squared plus 7x minus 20 divided by, move that down here, divided by 2x plus 5. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take, because this is two terms here, we're always going to divide it into the two terms on the other part. So we're going to divide 2x plus 5 into 6x squared plus 7x. And the way we're going to do that, we're actually going to first do 6x squared divided by 2x. So I took this term and the first term here and divided them. I get 3x, and that's just like what we've been doing up to this point in the other division problems. And so that answer goes here, 3x. And then I take that 3x and I multiply it times 2x plus 5. Again, I multiply it times this entire expression. So I get 3x times 2x is 6x squared, and if these are the same, that's good. That means you did it right. 3x times 5 is 15x. Now I'm going to subtract what comes right there. So just to walk us through the steps, you divide the first terms, then you multiply the answer times the, what we call the divisor, and then you subtract the answer. When you do that, every time this should cancel out. And then you just subtract 7 minus 15. That's going to be negative 8x minus 20. How to get that? I brought down the minus 20. And then I do the process over again. So I come over here and I do negative 8x. Sorry, it's not very good. Sorry, it's there. All right. Negative 8x divided by 2x. And I get negative 4 because you should know those x's cancel each other out. So I get negative 4. And then I'm going to multiply negative 4 times 2x plus 5 by distributing the 4. And I get negative 8x, again the same, that's good. And then negative 4 plus 5 times positive 5 is negative 20. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting, that's also the same. And we're going to subtract these. When we subtract, we need to imagine that this is being switching the signs. This becomes plus and plus. So this cancels and this cancels, leaving me with 0. That's good. That means there is no remainder. I forgot one thing. This negative 4 that we found here needs to be coming up here as our answer. And so our final answer is that 6x squared plus 7x minus 20 divided by 7x or 2x plus 5 is 3x minus 4. Okay, so I'm going to do another example. This is just the basic flow of the problem. And I'll just kind of do that in gray. So you divide these, then that's step 1. Then you multiply, that's step 2. Then you subtract, that's step 3. Then you bring down the next term, that's step 4. Okay? So that's kind of what you need to think about when you think about this. All right, let's scroll down and do another problem. So let's say we have the following. This one's going to definitely take a lot more work. Say we have 2 2x to the, oh, I don't like that color. 2x to the third minus 3x squared plus 4x plus 5 divided by x plus 2. Okay, first things first, divide the first terms. 2x to the third divided by x is 2x squared. That goes here. Fix my x. And then I take 2x squared and I multiply it times x plus 2. And I distribute. So that becomes 2x to the third plus 4x squared. And then I subtract that. Subtract this whole thing. That cancels, which is what we want. And then we get 3x squared, negative 3x squared minus 4x squared. That's minus 7x squared. Bring down my next term. Do it all over again. Let's pick a different color. So we have negative 7x squared divided by x. That gives me negative 7x. That's the next part of my answer right there. Negative 7x times x plus 2. Distribute 7x, or negative 7x times x is negative 7x squared. That should be the same. That's what we want. Minus 14x. We're going to subtract that entire thing. That's going to make these plus. That's going to cancel that out. 14 plus 4 is 18x. Bring down the 5 plus 5. We go down, and now we do it one last time. So we have 18x divided by x is 18. That answer goes right here. And then we multiply 18 times x plus 2. Distribute 18x plus 36. Parentheses, subtract. This cancels out, leaving me with nothing there. And then 5 minus 36 is negative 31. Now, notice there is nothing else to bring down over here. So this is what we call, this is the remainder. So how do I write that? Well, you really can just put remainder, negative 31, or put it like this, minus 31 over the original thing you divided by, x plus 2. And so this would be the final answer to the problem with a remainder. And that would be an example of one where that is not a polynomial. Okay, so at the bottom of this thing, I'm going to write out the kind of steps in the process, and that will hopefully help you later. And I will also post an additional example or two from another website to help you work through these problems. So let's say step number 1 is divide. Oops. Divide first terms, multiply answer by the divisor. Step 3, subtract number 2. Subtract what you get in answer question number 2, or in step number 2. I'll actually put that up next to step number 2. Lastly, bring down next term. And lastly, repeat. All right, so that'll be there for you. Let me look at the rest of these problems. That's going to get you to quote number 13. 14, 15, 16 are what we call the review problems for this section. I will just say this. I will post a video here shortly just to get you through these review questions. So that'll be on a separate video.